Welcome, my friends. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg said Tuesday the company plans to cut another 10,000 employees. The company laid off more than 11,000 employees in November. Zuckerberg has pitched 2023 as Meta's year of efficiency. The CEO previously told analysts Meta plans on cutting projects that aren't performing or may no longer be crucial, while simultaneously removing layers of middle management to make decisions faster. Just when you thought Meta was done laying off employees, guess what? Meta is planning even more layoffs. If you recall from a month ago, Meta laid off 11,000 employees. Mark Zuckerberg made it clear that the future of Meta is the metaverse. But that this is a very long-term investment. So Wall Street analysts are beside themselves and do not know really what to think. And now there is increasing pressure on Meta to cut costs and lay off even more employees. And, like a lot of Silicon Valley unicorn companies, time has come for the business to be rationalized. That is a tough medicine to swallow. And some companies will not emerge from this period alive. Others will have to merge with stronger companies. Some will probably shut down. Silicon Valley has become layoff valley. Normally, the layoff percentages range from 10% to around 20%. That has normally been a fairly high percentage of employees to be cut in a layoff. But now that Twitter has made a 50% layoff seem acceptable, will that become the new normal? Are we about to see other tech companies cut their employee bases by 50%, or maybe even more? This video continues our coverage of the wave of layoffs sweeping the United States. What does it mean for the economy? And, what does it mean for the future of the United States? But, before we get into all of that, please press the like button and leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Meta just announced that it will lay off 10,000 more workers after initial cuts in November. Meta will lay off 10,000 more workers. It will also take restructuring costs ranging from $3 billion to $5 billion. CEO Mark Zuckerberg warning economic instability could continue for many years. Here's the timeline you should expect. Over the next couple of months, org leaders will announce restructuring plans focused on flattening our orgs, canceling lower priority projects, and reducing our hiring rates, Zuckerberg said in a message to employees. The company also plans to close 5,000 additional open roles that it hasn't yet filled. Facebook is reacting to continued economic uncertainty in the economy. We should prepare for the possibility that this new economic reality will continue for many years, said Zuckerberg. Meta anticipates lowered total expenses in 2023, ranging from $86 billion to $92 billion, the company said in an SEC filing. The new round of layoffs follows a previous round of cuts announced in November. That round of job cuts affected more than 11,000 workers. At the time, it equated to roughly 13% of Meta's overall staff. 2023 is the company's year of efficiency in which the firm aims to become a stronger and more nimble organization, Zuckerberg announced. We are a technology company, and our ultimate output is what we build for people, Zuckerberg said. As part of the restructuring, the company will also increase the number of direct reports each manager has. Zuckerberg said, Meta plans on cutting projects that aren't performing or may no longer be crucial while simultaneously removing layers of middle management to make decisions faster. A leaner org will execute its highest priorities faster, Zuckerberg's message said. Still, Meta continues to spend billions of dollars developing the virtual reality and augmented reality technologies. And it remains fully committed to build the controversial digital universe coined the metaverse. The company's Reality Labs division that's tasked with creating the metaverse lost about $13.7 billion in 2022 on $2.16 billion of revenue. If you follow this channel, you already know that many technology companies have announced layoffs. Amazon laid off 18,000 employees across multiple divisions. Twilio, Dell, Zoom, eBay also announced layoffs. Google revealed plans to lay off more than 12,000 workers. Microsoft announced plans to cut 10,000 employees. And Salesforce said it planned to cut 7,000 jobs. And this may not be the last round of layoffs for Meta. This layoff, like the last one, that could affect thousands of workers. The job cuts could start this week. That's right, another round of layoffs for Meta. This adds to the 13% of Meta workers who were laid off as part of a major cost-cutting plan announced in November. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has previously indicated that the social networking giant would be concentrating this year on efforts intended to lower the company's costs. Zuckerberg is pitching 2023 as the year of efficiency. He told analysts in February that Meta is focused on cutting projects that aren't performing or may no longer be crucial, and that it plans on removing layers of middle management to make decisions faster. The cost-cutting efforts come at a challenging time for the consumer technology company. Meta's costs and expenses jumped 22% year-over-year to $25.8 billion during the fourth quarter. The company's overall sales dropped 4% to $32 billion. Meta's core online advertising business continues facing hurdles. That is because of factors including a tough digital advertising market, and the lingering effects of Apple's 2021 iOS privacy update. And don't forget about increased competition from ByteDance-owned TikTok. Meanwhile, the company continues to heavily invest in developing the metaverse. Zuckerberg believes that the metaverse could represent the next frontier for mainstream computing. The company's Reality Labs division is tasked with building the virtual reality and augmented reality. These are the core technologies needed for the metaverse. The metaverse brought in $727 million in revenue during the fourth quarter. But it also recorded a $4.28 billion operating loss. Zuckerberg has said that he would take accountability for the company's previously announced cost-cutting plans. Zuckerberg said that he views layoffs as a last resort. "We're restructuring teams to increase our efficiency," Zuckerberg said last fall when Meta announced layoffs. "But these measures alone won't bring our expenses in line with our revenue growth, so I've also made the hard decision to let people go." It is only a couple of months since Meta laid off 11,000 employees. Now there are signs the company could be preparing for another wave of cuts. Meta is the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, and it has reportedly ranked thousands of employees as subpar. There was a recent wave of performance reviews, and that's raising fears among workers. Declining revenues at Meta suggest that more belt-tightening is on the way. Those concerns come after CEO and founder Mark Zuckerberg declared 2023 a year of efficiency. At least, that is what he said on an earnings call at the beginning of February. "When we did this, I said clearly that this was the beginning of our focus on efficiency and not the end," Zuckerberg added. Not everyone has a positive view of Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg. That includes a lot of people who once worked for the company. "Our CEO will single-handedly kill the company with the metaverse," said on Meta software developer. Zuckerberg held an all-hands Zoom meeting and apologized to staff for the need to cut thousands of jobs. He admitted that he got this wrong. "Zuck is leading this company in the wrong direction," said one former employee in a post on the day of the layoff announcements. "Meta is in need of layoffs in executive level," said one Meta data scientist. "Leadership is having no clue. They mistake motion for a progress," the data scientist continued. "Working at Meta is an overall great place to experience," said one recruiter who worked for Meta. "Mark is not afraid to take risks. And that can be a good and bad thing," said the recruiter. "Poor leadership is on track to sink this ship," said one senior technical program manager at Meta. "Good pay, perks, benefits and talented peers are working at Meta," they continued. "No accountability at an above director level. VPs and directors are here to just milk the company without adding any value," they continued. "I thought it was a data-driven company," they said. "But actually it is one man's gut feeling and emotions-driven," they added. "Nobody can override his decision," they also said. Many Meta employees are actually very supportive of Mark Zuckerberg. The layoffs come during what is, perhaps, the roughest of times for Facebook parent company Meta. And, of course, these layoffs come at a time of strong macroeconomic headwinds. If you follow this channel, you already know the economic narrative of the day. Inflation is raging in most countries of the world. Central banks in most countries are aggressively raising interest rates in order to fight inflation. Despite all of that so far, soaring inflation and Fed tightening persist. And the United States is teetering on the brink of a recession. A growing number of companies are cutting their payrolls. Most CEOs believe that a recession is coming and want to prepare their companies for it. So, people are feeling uneasy about the security of their jobs. Consumers are pulling back on discretionary spending. Corporate marketers are cutting back on ad spending, especially online. And ad spending is the lifeblood of most big tech companies. But, what do you think? Please leave us a comment below and hit the like button. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.